All right, good morning, Team Flynn. Quaranteam, welcome into day 135 of the income stream. It's the weekend, which means we do website reviews and also YouTube channel reviews too. This is more of a casual day, but we go in and I will advise those of you who are interested in getting your websites or YouTube channels reviewed. If you want to get your stuff reviewed, you'll see the link below in the description, patflynn.com/review, and I'll select at random, but also a lot of you who are here live, I want to make sure I do it for you as well to review your YouTube channel and also your website. A lot of announcements that I want to go over, and we'll dive into it shortly after the intro. Welcome in, say hello to your friends here if you're watching the replay, hashtag Team Replay in the comment section. Welcome in, happy August 1st. Wow, unreal, let's do this.
This is the income stream to help you achieve your dream, all while we keep it clean. This is the income stream. It's the kind of show where you can come and go, but then you leave inspired with no fee required. The income stream with Pat Flynn.
All right. Yo, it is August 1st, unreal. We are 135 days into this. Schools are gonna make decisions very soon. We had to make a decision yesterday. That was a little nerve-wracking, but hey, just wishing everybody safe and happy rest of the summer and then into the school year as well. August 1st, so a couple quick announcements to offer to you. Number one, in July, we were donating super chats and any support for the income stream here to yemenfoundation.org. And I'm happy to say that in addition to some funds that my family and I were able to contribute, we in total contributed a total of $2,000. And I did that last night, and that's all of us. Thank you to everyone who donated on the income stream this month. We were able to raise a lot of money for Yemen Relief Foundation. Thanks to you, and I'm glad we're able to help bring awareness to this cause. August's charitable focus will be announced today, in fact, not tomorrow, but that was an announcement yesterday. So thank you to those of you who have helped contribute. That's awesome, and I'm very thankful to support that foundation. And this month, I want to make a new announcement of where we are going to put our funds and where my family and I are going to contribute this month. And again, super chats, which are sort of like paid comments. You get a little highlight. I'll give a little shout out to you. They're not required. They don't, as the song says, there's no fee required to be here. If money at all is an issue right now for you, please keep it. Don't feel like, and please don't feel bad if you aren't able to contribute yet or right now. But for those of you who do want to do that, we're going to be donating to a new cause this month, and I want to point people toward this direction, and that's PolarisProject.org. PolarisProject.org will help fight human trafficking help support the victims and survivors and help fight against human trafficking. Did a little bit of research yesterday about reputable organizations to help put a stop to human trafficking, which is obviously a thing that still exists. Slavery with our children flying under the radar. It's happening everywhere, and it's unfortunate. And want to bring light to PolarisProject.org, and this is what we're going to support. And again, even if nobody contributes this month, my family and I were still going to donate, at least $1,000 to this by the end of the month. So PolarisProject.org, and I'll mention that likely daily because that's an important thing, and that's where the support from the super chats are coming in. Again, not required, but for those of you who do contribute, that's where it'll go. And I am excited because I will have another way that you're able to receive something in return with your contributions. That'll be announced on Monday, though. I was going to have it ready by today, but it's not. Essentially, it's a way for you to join the YouTube channel here and support with a small dollar amount per month. A lot of you, including Hey Archer, has been donating, every day and have not been getting anything in return. So I've been looking for new and creative ways to help support you. And it'll unlock a lot of fun, exciting things for you related to that. So, hey, thank you so much. And I do already see super chats coming in. Sue from Gift Biz Unwrapped, thank you so much. You are incredible. $5, excellent cause. Thanks, Pat. Karma, dude, good cause. Love to you as well, my friend. I appreciate you. I'm so always grateful that you're here. Follow both those channels, by the way. Dawn asked a question earlier before I dive into the website reviews. Am I going to be a part of the Think Media conference? 100%. Sean and I, in fact, had a conversation yesterday about the logistics behind that, and I will indeed be a part of that, which I'm really excited about. So super stoked about that. Give a shout out to Karma there automatically through Streamlabs. All right, so let's dive into some of these reviews. And again, thank you for allowing me to announce those things. PolarisProject.org, and that's what we're supporting this month. So thank you again, and thanks to those of you who donated last month in support of the Yemen Relief Foundation. All right, so we're gonna get into some website and YouTube channel, and even a sales page, at least one that we're gonna go over today. And this is really important because we need to come up with the right positioning. We need to come up with the right support. Martin, let's get this rolling. Thank you so much for the super chat, my friend. I appreciate you. That's just amazing. And again, please, not required. I'm so humbled and thankful for the amazing community here. But let's do this. So what am I gonna be looking for when we dive into these websites, YouTube channels, sales pages? What am I gonna be looking for? Number one, does the page tell me who this is for and what's in it for me? Not me, Pat Flynn, right? Because I may or may not be in your target audience. But even still, even if I'm not in your target audience, we still need to know, okay, well, who is this for and what's in it for the person who it is for? Too often we either try to be too cute, or we just don't get to the point, or we allow for the person to kind of try to figure it out. And if we have any sense of confusion, or we're not direct enough, oftentimes people can be confused or not realize that there's some amazing content here, or that this video is worth watching, or this program is worth diving into, and yet they might leave. Rhino Dog 34, thank you so much for the super chat, my friend. I appreciate you. That's amazing. Thank you so much. So that's number one. Does it tell me who this is for and what's in it for me? You can do these audits on your own as well. Go to your website and just play the role of your own audience. And does the website, does the messaging, do the words there come across clear? This is who it's for and what's in it for me. Number two, are you helping me know what to do first? Oftentimes, especially blogs and YouTube channels, they're very confusing because there's just a giant slab of tons of content there, and we're not quite sure where to go first. Again, we're trying to make things easy, and we want to direct people to the right direction. So if you have a YouTube channel, for example, might there be a introductory video to help you get started, or at least a series of playlists underneath so that I can see, okay, I'm interested in this topic, here are the videos about that, versus just here is a timeline of all the videos in sequential order. Have at it and see what works for you. Sometimes a little bit of guidance goes a long way. On a blog, same thing. Might there be a getting started page? If there is a sales page, well, then they're there to learn about the product, but how are you actually drawing me in? Might there be any connections or stories, which relates to number three? How am I connecting to you versus others? What's unique about you? What's your superpower? How am I gonna know that this stuff actually works, or that this YouTube channel is worth my time, or that this website indeed has stuff that I can't get elsewhere, right? That's what I wanna know. Number four, I'm also gonna look for non-essentials and distractions. These are things that aren't required, aren't necessary, right? And number five, branding and design. There's a great question here from Rashawn. I actually want to point this out because this is really important to understand. Let me point this out. If you know it all, then why do your videos not have many views? Well, this is the idea of YouTube and the algorithm. You might have some of the best information, yet the algorithm and the thumbnail and the title, they just might not hit the mark. And you'll see a lot of people on YouTube who understand things very, very well, who don't yet have that reach. And YouTube, we're fighting against YouTube. We're fighting against many other people who are focused on the same audience as well. And you got to realize that even though you might have a lot of subscribers, not all of those subscribers are going to be watching your videos. And this is one of the struggles that I myself have been having here on YouTube, is that every video that I have could be used for a different audience. And that's unfortunate because I know so much stuff that because I talk about it all and try to share everything, some people might like one video, like a lot of people come in and subscribe for the podcasting stuff that I have. But then when I start talking about things like SEO or YouTube channels or whatnot, then they might not be interested in that. And then they might not actually train YouTube to send them to my videos every time I come out with a new one. This is why vlogs do really well, because a lot of times vlogs, people follow the person no matter what they're doing. But it takes a lot more time to unlock that capability and to develop those kinds of relationships. I think the other big lesson here is that view count doesn't really matter, right? As long as you're helping people and you can take some of those people and put them on your email list and support them, I mean, again, and the other thing is I don't know everything, right? We're kind of learning alongside each other. I just happen to be that person who is in front, trying new things, experimenting. Some of it works, some of it doesn't, but it's always a lesson for you. Been at this for 12 years, supporting myself with my own online businesses. YouTube is not my main thing, but I'm here to help. So thank you, Rashawn. I appreciate you for that question. Cool. Let's dive in to our first website review. And this is going to be Eric's website, which is Smart Money Bro. Smart Money Bro. So immediately, I'm a little bit connected to this website because the word bro, right? You have to realize that certain words like this will attract a certain type of crowd. And of course, the word bro might attract more of a male sort of audience, right? So bro, sort of common language within people who are male, right? Helping ordinary people be extraordinary with their money. I like the tagline, right? I like the tagline. I like the fact that I can see a lot of information up front. A lot of times people leave a lot of things below the fold, and I can learn a little bit more about what's here. I will say that the font style is a little bit more old school. And although there's likely some really good brand new content here, the font alone and the fonts alone, right? There's one font here which is like a bold with serif. There's a smaller one here. There's another thinner one here in the button. There's a larger version here. There's this italics one here. This one with a little bit more spacing as well. Then you got the Arial up here in the navigation. You have a smaller Arial here on the right-hand side. When it comes to fonts, we need to be a little bit more consistent with maybe choosing one or two only, and then using a different range of sizes there. But when there are so many different fonts, it seems almost like, and no offense, and again, just up front for everybody here whose websites I'm going to review, I'm not trying to pick on you. I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you and everybody else here. And please don't take offense to the advice that I have, which is really based on my own opinion, but also 12 years of experience building websites and helping people in this way. So please take this, and you don't have to execute on all of it, but I am trying to give some advice to help you. This almost feels like the old MySpaces, right? Do you remember MySpace? And this feels very MySpacey, and of course the image in the background is a little bit blurry as well. It looks like it's zoomed in a little bit. And also, I love how you have a getting started here page though, or I can click here to get started. That's really exciting. I did notice, however, that when I came to the website and I visited other pages on your website, I saw a Facebook like pop-up. Please like us on Facebook. And you were asking that quite early before I even got to know you, before I even scrolled down, before I even got to read anything. And that's quite early. And in fact, Facebook likes now are less important to collect, especially for pages. Pages have just, as far as value for brands, have gone way down. Facebook groups, however, have gone way up because there's communication. There's a lot of direct connection to the founder there. Facebook pages seem more like yellow pages, if you will. Margaret says, I've noticed the font thing too. Default font to 14. Yeah, I mean, I would say different websites and different styles, 12 to 14 minimum, but we definitely want to go higher. There's another thing that we're going to review a little bit later that has some smaller text that may not work out in that person's favors. Like even on the right-hand side here, and I haven't even scrolled down yet, but when you're asking me to sign up for free instant access to the latest blog post, it's like, that's not much of a draw because I could subscribe to the RSS feed here, or even just when I come to the website, I could see on my own terms without getting an email when I can when I can go check out the latest blog post. So this is not much of a draw, and in fact, I would remove this section on the upper right-hand corner here to collect. Again, this is a button and a first name and email, and I'm glad that you're trying to collect an email address. However, I think that we can add it somewhere down below, for example, perhaps even right under here or even below the blog posts here. Oh, you have it here. Right. That's cool, Eric. So I would remove it here. I see it coming as a sticky thing on the right-hand side, but it's not enough. You're asking people to get emails for really no reason because they can come to the blog here and get the same information. Might there be a lead magnet? Might there be an exclusive community or exclusive video content, for example, that I can get access to versus just the blog posts alone, if that makes sense. Now, I do want to click on this Getting Started Here page because this is something that's really important. A person comes to the page, they're confused, they know they're going to get some information about controlling their money here. Awesome. How can you point me in the right direction? I'm going to click here. And now I'm on a page where the text is a little bit small and quite overwhelming in terms of, okay, where do I even start here? You're helping me get started, but now I'm confused on where we're going. So I'm going to start in the upper left-hand corner and read this a little bit. My mission is to provide you with valuable information and insight to catapult your personal finances, your business, your wealth, and your success to another level. Please contact me with questions, and for scheduling, I'm looking forward to helping you. And then a few testimonials. Testimonials are great. I love that. However, I just came to the website. You told me where I can get started with you, and you're already asking me to marry you, right? This is a huge ask and a big jump from just landed on your website to, okay, let's go one-on-one coaching, right? I love that you have a bio here. I would hope that that's on your homepage as well. Actually, let's see if you have a bio on your homepage. I'm gonna visit your homepage really quick. This is a quick and easy way to stand out. There's a lot of people talking about personal finance and blogging on their blogs, and I think a about you area on the homepage would be great. Some Instagram posts here, text. There's a lot. This would actually, I think that when it comes to the homepage here, there's a lot, especially when it comes to those Instagram pages. Are they doing the job for you? There seems to be a ton of information here. Like, I love this, right? It's like 21 money tips, what's wrong with debt, 10 reasons to pull your family money. These are great. And I love, and it seems like there's sort of a, this is really helpful content, right? But then I come down here, and first of all, I want to know a little bit more about you. You can even add a little bit of an About Eric page here, or an About Eric section here. And again, I'm trying to, okay, there, I can click that to learn more about you, which is great. And again, different font, different colors. It's a lot of great content I can see. It's just not organized, and it doesn't pay attention to the journey that you want to take people through. Some videos as well. But this section here with the Instagram stuff oh, this takes me to the blog. Oh, okay. I'm seeing where on the lower left-hand corner where you're taking me here. For example, this one will take me to the services page. I think that these quotes should be removed. And this is something that you can then offer, for example, on your Instagram or your Twitter versus here on the homepage, which, again, the litmus test for this is if you remove these things and it doesn't negatively affect a person's journey on that page, then it's not necessary, right? We should only have what's necessary for what it is that we're trying to achieve and help people with. But I want to go into your services page really quick, because this is an important page. It's your sales page. It's where you're telling people, hey, this is where we can work together, right? Crowded, that's the right word. Fun will now commence as crowded. Karma says, can you give 3 to 5 tips on exactly what you want to see on the Start Here page? Yeah, absolutely. Let me dive into the sales page first, and then I'll talk about the Start Here page, because that's perhaps the solution that we can offer as an interim before we have people check out the Start Here page. So this is a sales page. We are hoping to get people to book a free session. If I click book a free session, I can book a 15-minute consultation, one-on-one finance coaching. Is this something that I can just do this without having to pay? Hold on, just let me see. I'm just going down here. I'm interested, because these are things that likely you'd have to pay for, right? Let's confirm. Schedule event. I'm a little interested about how we're scheduling something without having a call with you or paying for anything. I'm just curious about that. Okay, let me go back here. The most important thing when it comes to asking for a call is letting people know what that call is for and what it's going to be like, right? So here's a 15-minute consultation, 30-minute phone consultation, financial coaching, get started developing your plans, set your direction for your real estate plan, learn strategies to pay college for cash, learn how to buy cars for cash for the rest of your life. I mean, it just seems a little generic, I think. I would love to have a little bit more information about your way that you do this and why it makes it unique, and why I should work with you versus others, right? I know you have testimonials here, which is part of that. However, How do you develop multiple streams of income? How do you help people do this? What's your specific way? Hey, in our call, I'm going to go into my, and this is where a proprietary process could come into play, right? Sorry, I'm not sharing the screen here. So I'm scrolling down and I see these free consultations. I was here. You could book a free session without having to pay, it seems, which is really interesting to me. But when it comes to these services and scheduling, we need to have people understand, okay, well, what's this experience going to be like? And this is where a really great proprietary thing could come into play, which could help you stand out. This is something that I think a lot of people could take advantage of, a proprietary method for how you do what you do, right? Something that you yourself can own. So Eric, you could say, for example, I take people through a 3-step financial freedom process, or unlock your financial freedom process. This is my method for teaching you how to unlock financial freedom in your life. Step 1 is always about analysis. We do a 15-minute call to understand whether or not you have the right mindset. And if you don't, then that's the direction we go into, because your money mindset matters so much when it comes to your financial success. Step 2, after we unlock our money mindset, step 2, we dive into your current assets and debts, your current liabilities, debts, and just your money plan, right? What's your money plan, your budget, where are you at now? And we analyze that. We try to get your money management. So first the money mindset, then your money management. We try to make sure we're managing the money and the assets that you currently have before we move on to the next step, which is your money maker, right? And again, I'm just making this up, but you see how maybe it's like the 6M process: your money mindset, your money management, and then your money makers. What's going to help you unlock financial freedom in your life? And we can only get to the money makers if and only if we unlock our mindset and we have our management in place too, right? So I'm just, and now I'm like, oh, this process sounds great. You're right. My money mindset might not be in where it should be. So this consultation call, which is maybe that's the free consultation call where you can do a little bit of coaching and having people unlock the fact that, well, they're not ready to dive into this yet. They need a little bit of coaching, right? So they can go with you into that. Or if they are ready in terms of their mindset, you can go, okay, well, it seems like you're qualified and ready to work with me to manage your money and work from there. So do you see how I took like a process and now this is what I'm selling? I'm selling my own proprietary process to walk you through this process that is likely the same process that a lot of other people walk people through in terms of financial advising. However, because it's within a certain program, it's very similar to Pete Vargas, right? Pete Vargas teaches people how to speak on stage, but he has a 3S system. First, you need to nail your story so you can get your signature talk down. Then from your signature story, then you need to book stages, right? That's a second S. We need to get you on more stages. And then when you're on those stages, the third phase is now you have to unlock and scale. How do you scale your business on the stage, if that makes sense? Cool. Just looking at the chat here. Fantastic. Great. So when it comes to the getting started page, as opposed to just going directly, right? We went from the getting started here page directly to the services page. We need to understand, okay, well, what can we do to offer some value up front before we go for the ask, if that makes sense? So what I would advise, and this goes to Karma's question earlier about what goes on a getting started page. Number one, a little bit of upfront information about the kinds of things that are here and available all across the website, right? Again, almost reselling what the idea here is. And actually, I can take you to Smart Passive Income Getting Started. Let's see if it may have changed since the redesign. But this is, so some definitions, why we're here. So what is passive income? At Smart Passive Income, I teach you how to build online businesses that take advantage of systems of automation that allow transactions, cash flow, and growth to happen. So we need to educate, right? Hey, if you're brand new to this, let me just teach you the ropes here, right? I would include this 6M or the 3X2M, I don't know what you would name it, but the system, right? And just walk people through the process and sort of define things and how you do what you do. And then it's the idea of perhaps some free information. For example, on the Getting Started page I have here in terms of types of passive income, I have some specific podcast episodes. So hey, now that you know what passive income is, let me help you right at the start. These 3 podcast episodes are going to help you learn different kinds of passive income and the way that we can dive into them and get started. I'll tell you exactly what they are, the things that you need, and whether or not they are right for you. So it's almost like a way for not only to get people to subscribe to the podcast, but to get people introduced to myself and the kinds of passive income that's available, to get them hopefully a quick win right off the bat. I also tell people what passive income is not, to set expectations. It's not easy, it takes a lot of hard work. It does not happen overnight, and it's not impossible either. And then here's how you can get started. You can start by taking my free course, Build Your Own Brand. You can start by diving into the course here, or starting with a podcast perhaps, and building your audience from there. So the Build Your Own Brand course would then lead people into getting some quick wins, perhaps my course, perhaps my paid course, or some of my books. Again, at least 1 or 2 things to direct them into out of the multitude of things that you might have. Karma, I know you specifically might have some videos that are more likely geared toward beginners, in which you can include on your Getting Started page. That way people are like, okay, Karma, you have all these videos, you have all these blog posts. What should I watch first? You can put your most popular and best stuff on there. You can put step 1 on there, whatever the case may be, and then have a secondary place they should go. So after you watch this, here now go, but here's some guidance to come along the way, if that makes sense. Cool. Good stuff, good stuff. All right. All right, next up, let's go to our next. Thank you, Eric, for that, by the way. Just a little bit of design-related things on the font. I think the theme looks really good. And then, of course, the Getting Started page and offering value up front would be really important. And then on the services page, just to recap, a little bit more information about the process by which you take people through this, so that they can see, okay, this is how you're going to walk me through it and unlock these things. And getting a little bit of information about you on the homepage, I think would be great, versus having to click to read that info. Maybe just a quick summary about what makes you unique, and then a link to the About page from there. Good stuff. What if you don't have a product or service to sell? Then let's get people to subscribe. Let's get people on your email list. That's a great question, Peter. I want to know if Eric is on the channel in chat. I don't see him there, but I see that his website was linked to in the place that I'm collecting them. So, yeah, I don't think he might be here active right now. He might be just watching and taking notes. I'm not sure. Cool. Let me just do a little quick search. All right. We're going to move on to Mindy. Mindy and her YouTube channel, Teacher Mindy Danforth. I think the artwork here is pretty good, in terms of giving a little bit of information about what's here. I think a lot of people just put their name on there, and that's not enough. Teach, craft, live. And I love that theme. However, might you have a little bit more information about, or maybe even a sentence that could include this, that would provide a little bit more context for the benefit, right? This is what you do, but what are you teaching, or what's the benefit here? A channel to teach you how to craft so you can live your most fulfilled life, right? I'm just making this up, but I don't know if that's in and around the right theme, but some sentence that also provides the benefit to the viewer can go a very long way. It doesn't have to. I think this is okay. I would say that if you could include an image of you and your puppy in the top, like I love this avatar. This is very attractive in terms of just my eye that's where my eye went first. You and your puppy and this beautiful smile. If you could include a picture of you, since this is very much a personal branded page, you can have your picture up here, or maybe if you do a lot of craft related things, like you should have a picture of you doing craft up there, and it would be a lot more inviting, and you could potentially get more subscribers who land on your page and can get to know you really quickly with that piece of artwork there. This is often a first impression that people have of you and your channel when they're thinking of subscribing, is the artwork there, and could go a very long way. In fact, you can keep the same artwork and just have a little bit of like a circle on one side with an image of you, or an image of crafts, or an image of something related to what you teach. All I see is flowers in the background, but I think that, but that's okay. I like the cartoon image here of you on the thumbnails, however, and let's see how many videos you have. I'm curious because I only see 5 here on the homepage of your YouTube channel, and it looks like you got a lot more to offer. And I would worry that people come here to the homepage and they're not seeing all of what you have to offer. This is a place to sell the subscription, right? So we need to create some playlists. Playlists are a very underutilized part of YouTube. Playlists are additional entries in YouTube. People can actually search through playlists to find different things. And you should be able to organize these into categories that become playlists. That'll make it easier for people to dive into just that specific category alone. I don't know what your categories may be, but you likely do. And a way on the homepage to display them in different kinds of ways. For example, if I go to my YouTube channel at youtube.com/PatFlynn, and you'll also notice a video will play as well. Whoops. Did that work correctly? Okay, I was like, oh no, I'm getting malware. So, okay, well, it's because I'm live now, it's not showing it because that's what it's promoting. But anyway, you'll see that there's money-making ideas, how to start a podcast, pick a platform to grow, podcasting, blog, YouTube, starting a business from scratch, 4-part series there, affiliate marketing, email list. I would love to see that here too, Mindy. That would be really great. I also love your, like this thumbnail is really, really eye-catching. A lot of these have a lot of extra white space. I love the cartoon images though. The facial expressions are really great. These sort of like meme-emojis or what they, I forget what they're called. But if I scroll down here, you'll see that we have a very similar theme of images and fonts within each. I would say that the font is good until a certain point in the thumbnail, right? And you're matching the title to the thumbnail in terms of, see, like this one's good, Springtime Bloom in Texas, and it's a very large font, and it doesn't match the title. You don't have to have it match the title. In fact, when it matches the title, it's almost a waste of space. I would also pay attention to which videos seem to be doing really well versus which videos seem to not be doing very well. I scrolled up here and I saw one that was 553 views from just 2 months ago. And look at all the views around these videos. 24, 12, 8 versus this one, which is 553. Scroll up, 193. People seem to really enjoy when there are images of people on these, as well as something related to what they can learn. So this one, what did I learn after teaching my first OutSchool class? See, that's very interesting. It's like people want to know, okay, well, what did you learn, right? If that makes sense. How Frankie went from 4 legs to 3 legs, something that is also getting a lot of views. Let's actually watch some of these videos. Let's watch your latest video. I like this thumbnail. It definitely actually stands out amongst the rest because it has this nice design and color on the other side of it. The Good Fortune box, I like how this sort of comes in as a circle on the outside within the middle of the thumbnail. That's unique and different. That drew my attention there. Let's click through and watch and see. And when I'm watching these videos, something that we need to understand is we have about 10 seconds to get people interested in watching the rest of the videos. If we don't understand the hook in the beginning, it can be very difficult. That's really important if we're building our audience still. If you've built an audience already, then you have a lot more room to play around with. However, in the beginning stages, and you have 167 subscribers, by the way, which I want to commend you for, because that's amazing. That's really 167 real people, and you're getting hundreds of views on some of these videos. Let's do more of the kinds of videos that are working, because those are signals from YouTube that that's the kind of content that people are interested in. So let's play this first part of it. You look super friendly, I will say.
Hello, Teacher Mindy here. Today I'm doing an unboxing of the Good Fortune box. The Good Fortune box is a subscription box that I subscribe to. Their motto is that they are online teachers, so any kind of online teacher, but online teachers for ESL usually, online ESL teachers, and they make a subscription box for online teachers. So they are online ESL teachers, and they know what are some fun, awesome things that we're going to want in our subscription box each month. And what you get in the box is always a fun surprise. So you open it up and it comes all...
Very cool. So just the idea of unboxing something and you receiving something and us wanting to see what's inside draws a lot of attention for sure. You spoke for about 20-25 seconds before you showed the box. There could be a really interesting and easy way for you to, after you film this video that you're sharing here, you could film a really nice video, even on your phone, just really close up of the box, or you sort of opening the box, or maybe even showing a bunch of boxes that you have sort of piled together. And that's called B-roll. Adding B-roll in the early parts of your video is a very smart thing because it can tie more directly what you're saying to what people are here to look at. It can also provide a nice pattern interrupt, and it adds just a touch of, I don't want to say professionalism because this is not professional. This is, I mean, I love the way you're looking at the camera. You're just sharing what's going on. You have this really interesting green screen in the background, but I like the sort of like cute artwork that's sort of around, almost like clip art there. That's not a problem at all. I think that's very unique. But just a little bit of additional flavor into the video can add a little bit of personality in terms of what it is that people are here for, this box. So imagine like if I am talking about sorry, I'm just bringing something into screen here so I can show. So let's say I'm talking about a microphone on camera, something that, you know, maybe is titled something like best USB microphone there is, or microphone unboxing video, or what have you. I can talk like this for 30 seconds about my experience with microphones, and I could talk about, you know, certain companies that I've worked with. And while I'm talking about that, or while I'm mentioning this microphone, I can actually have this view. So I can be like, hey, my name's, let's see if I can just do this on the fly here. And you'll see just like the effect that this has. And this would be done in post edit, if that makes sense. So this would be done in post edit. Hold on, I'm just trying to do this live here for you. I have a cord connected to this and it's like in my shot. Okay, let's see if this works. Let's see if it zooms in. Okay. So let's just pretend I'm like, hey everybody, Pat here, and today I'm reviewing my favorite microphone that I ever found when it comes to podcasting. This microphone right here, which I'm gonna actually unbox for you in just a second, it's called the ATR 2100, and this is a microphone that is under $70, and it actually provides studio quality sound. So you see how just in the middle of that, I provide a little like B-roll of just a shot, a close-up of it. And that can work really well with just kind of flipping this out here. Just to add a little bit of a thing that catches a person's attention and draws their eye somewhere else, as opposed to just one video of you the whole time. Not that, you know, those videos aren't great, but we can just add one more layer on top of that, if that makes sense, right? Faye says, I submitted 2, but I'm worried that he'll only choose very small subscriber counts. Faye, let's review your channel next, right? Let's review your channel next. No problem. But let's keep going here. Let's see. You are replying in the comment section, which is really great. I love to see that kind of engagement. That's really important. You're hearting comments, which is great. That provides a notification to the person on the other end. Somebody was asking on this view here, what's the little 100s? This is a tool called vidIQ, which tells me the like to dislike ratio. And it shows me that each of these videos gets 100% likes, right? This is just really good to know, because sometimes if you are in your own channel, you can see which videos people are engaging with more, which ones actually people don't like, if that makes sense. But we're on a roll here. We're doing pretty good. I would say that, you know, I'm not a huge fan of this particular font, because at a small scale, when it gets small, it's very hard to read. And remember, a lot of people will see this thumbnail on their phone, right? If that makes sense. So it's going to be much, much smaller and much harder to read. It looks like you got a couple more subscribers here, Teacher Mindy, while we were doing this review, which is pretty cool. Playlists. You have a couple playlists, right? Farm life, teaching experiences. Those should end up on your homepage here down below too. Let's go to your About section. I'm an online ESL teacher for a VIP kid. I'd love to do crafts and live life to the fullest. Online ESL teacher. Cool. And lastly, let's go into one of these popular videos and just see if we can unlock what was great for them too.
Hi, Teacher Mindy here. I just wanted to...
I like how you start your videos too, by the way. They're all the same. And that's a very, very smart thing to do here. Hi, Teacher Mindy here. And this is like something that Graham Stephan does. He goes, what's up, you guys? Graham here. And he does this thing with his hands. Like having something consistent like that is really key because it just gives people something to look forward to and just a part of the language of your channel, provides community, builds language, builds culture there. I really like that.
To update you, I had my first OutSchool classes today. I taught 2 sections of the same class. And what my class was, I wanted to start out fairly simple.
Just be careful with the fonts. The font is sort of blending into the background a little bit. And also, when you have text on the screen, it's best practice to have them a little bit higher or off to the side versus on the bottom, because as you can see, even here when I press pause, let's say I'm pausing to take notes about something, well, the timeline of YouTube is going to actually, you know, the timeline at the bottom, or the timeline of YouTube is actually getting in the way there. So just a little bit of advice there with that. And then finally, I want to see, this is so exciting. Isn't it funny how you're nervous even though you've spent hundreds of hours teaching? Background looks so cool. Obviously you love your job. So these are great signals to things that, you know, I think we should continue to do. You have this amazing community, and what a cute class. Thanks for the advice. So reading the comments and doing more of what they like and they love and really focusing on what you can do for them is going to be really key. So I really love that you're doing that. Anyway, Mindy, you're doing an excellent job. Keep up the good work. Okay, let's see if we can dive into phase stuff here. Let me see if I can refresh and see if I can come up with it. All right, hold on one sec. Faye, do you have a link that you can just share really quickly here in the chat? That way I can just go to it right now. I'm trying to find it here on my subscription. So yeah, I'll give you a minute, and Faye's Food, you can just type that into, or if it's just your channel, we can just go into that from here. And we want your channel, right? Cool. Awesome. Cool. Okay, well, I got it up, and thank you. Sorry for the confusion there. All right, I'm really excited because there's some beautiful looking food up here that I can see really quickly. And this is like, you're talking about food. Guess what? You're showing food, right? Like with Mindy, she's talking about crafts and she's talking about teaching. On her artwork, we could use some of those themes in there. You have this in here, which is really great. Phase Food, new video every Sunday. I love that you have, okay, every Sunday I can expect a new video from you, which means tomorrow. So if you aren't subscribed to Faye already, make sure to do that, which is good. And if you want to drop in another channel that you want me to look at too, and you know, the cool thing about that is we can see how they potentially cross-promote each other. That could be really cool too. The one thing I'll say is that I would say that your logo should be a little bit bigger here, right? 2 things. Number one, the logo is a little bit hard to read because it's not, you know, it's almost like a light splash behind the Phase Food and then on a white background. And it's a little bit hard to read. Like if I do the squint test is something we can all do where you're looking at a page or a website and you squint like this, you can actually see what disappears for most people who, they just might breeze over it, if that makes sense, right? And also you have the same logo here as your avatar. And because it's so small often, it's not going to be seen. It's going to disappear. And the cursive fonts, unfortunately, not just for you, but for everybody, disappear at a smaller scale. If I were to, for example, so I can zoom in, so you see how that's just much more clear. But if I go smaller, you'll see that it disappears really, really quickly. So there may be something to, at least up here in the artwork, to blow it up a little bit to make it bigger. You have room on the sides here for that, which is totally okay. But yeah, that food looks really great. Let's scroll down. 4,000 subs. Congrats on that. That's really fantastic. Here is a list of playlists, which are really great. I think here, however, we can actually display more of the videos singularly or individually, as opposed to just a list of playlists. As you saw earlier, there's a way to actually extrapolate or actually show all of these things. I agree about the logo. It's been a concern of mine. Cool. Yeah, it's hard to read. And as far as the avatar, I mean, that's not as big of a deal as perhaps the artwork here, but it is something that is sort of a waste of space for you. Perhaps, Faye, if you don't mind showing your face, I mean, maybe that's what goes on there. People like to connect with the people on the other end, not the logos on the other end, if that makes sense. Scrolling down, like I was imagining that I could scroll further down and see, an array of videos that are appetizers, an array of videos that are lunch, an array of videos that are brunch, an array of videos that are these Lebanese recipes, sauces, like just all in one spot, much like how you see like a catalog. Right now, I have to take an extra step to see those specific things.
Hi, my name is Fatima.
All right. A welcome video. That's great that that's there. 201 views. That's fantastic. I think that a welcome video is a smart thing to have on a landing page as well. A minute and a half, that's about the right amount of length for them. I want to watch this video, in fact, and get a sense for it. Maybe we can do, it's almost been a year. Maybe we can upgrade this. I don't know. I'm going to watch this video really quick, but a welcome video is great because it provides a little bit of context to what it is that you're teaching and what you're doing. So I love that. So let me hit play here. I'm going to turn the volume up on my end, and let's see how you introduce us to your channel.
Hi, my name is Fatima, also known as Faye. Anyone that knows me knows I absolutely love my family. I also absolutely love food. I'm a huge foodie. I'm a former culinary student who learned under a master pastry chef who specialized in French pastries. I'm also a former professional pastry cook with about 10 years of professional culinary industry experience. Though that part of my journey is done, I wanted a way to share what I've learned over the years, and that's where my blog comes in. Yes, I do have a blog. It's called facefood.com. There you can get plenty of wonderful recipes, tips, tutorials, and much more. To complement this blog, I've created this wonderful YouTube channel. Here I show you
That's what I was looking for. I was waiting for some movement, some motion. These are the things that YouTube is meant for. You were showing a lot of images, and first of all, I love that you started talking about your past and showing pictures of you and your family. Like, that's really cool. And it seems like you're not afraid to put your face on here. So maybe the avatar up here is actually you with a chef's hat or some tools that you might have that you use, or perhaps holding a pastry like this or something. That could be really interesting versus just Faye's Food, which would disappear here. And again, Faye's Food is in your name. So you're saying the same thing twice, and it's almost a waste of space for your avatar, if that makes sense. But I was looking for like this sort of movement of, I mean, these are the images that sell food, blogs, food images,
I share
food pages. I think that we need to get into that a little bit sooner, because that's what people now can imagine themselves doing. We have these things in our brains called mirror neurons, where when we see somebody else doing something, we can imagine ourselves doing it too. And you want to take advantage of that just reptilian part of our brains, and especially with food, which is like survival, right? And this is why when people watch these food videos, and if it's done well, they start licking their chops, right? Like their mouth starts watering. These are the mouth watering visuals that we want to bring, and it took 45 seconds to get there, if that made sense. So perhaps if you do another welcome video, you can structure it in kind of the same way, except have a little bit more movement up front. You could even potentially start with some of that movement and talk about, hey, and what's in it for them first, and then getting into your story, right? Hey, welcome to Faye's Food. I am a former culinary chef who is now bringing my expertise online for you. I can help you take these difficult recipes like this and show you how to make them for your family. I always grew up with food, and food was a part of my life, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? So you have all the pieces here, which is really great, but I want to see that movement a little bit sooner. Elton says, "This is a sin watching it on midnight. May create a gremlin in me." Cool. Hey, everybody's loving your channel so far, which is really great. So a few things really up front before I dive into other videos here. The artwork up top is okay. It's great. I think that, again, since it's Faye's Food, I think one of these images, at least, maybe even the center one, could be you cooking. That way we get to know Faye, right? This isn't just about the food. This is about the person behind the food, if that makes sense. Number two, the Faye's Food logo here. That could be bigger here on the artwork as well. The welcome video, we talked about that. Let's get to some motion and movement, and let's start with what this channel has in store for them, even just in the first 7 seconds. And then you can talk about more about you and your history and sort of your style, and you have this very welcoming, soothing voice. I think that that's great. Don't be afraid to use that. And then on the playlists area, we don't want to have a bar of playlists. We can actually show the videos on the homepage, right? All these sauce videos, like in an array here, all the fun stuff and tips videos, cooking tips videos. So let's dive into, actually, I want to see what your popular videos are. Your thumbnails are great because they show images of the food. However, some of them look a little bit stretched out, like the soft and chewy peanut butter cookie. If I were you, I would go back and to perhaps some of these videos, change the thumbnail to have them be the right scale. I guarantee that some of these would get more clicks if they were at the right scale. These blown up images, like this one with the raspberry mousse cups or the chewy peanut butter cookies, they don't look real. And if they don't look real, then they're not going to get clicked on. So perhaps you could take this and scale it. So you see how that kind of is stretched out? That doesn't look like food you want to eat if it was actually shaped like that, if that makes sense. This does, right? And this does, because and this is a nice sort of fisheye lens image of this. However, this one and this one's a little bit grainy. I mean, these thumbnails are so important, Faye, when it comes to especially a food channel. You want the thumbnails. You have the advantage of having your subject, your food, be the clickbait, if that makes sense. So we have to have really nice images of this food. I mean, this one is like really great, right? Chicken soup. Like this tart looks amazing. The shine on that draws my attention. I would say that it might be worth experimenting, including some sort of text on here as well. So let's say, for example, salted caramel sauce, right? And again, if you have a higher resolution camera to use on this, that would benefit you for sure. But I love how there's action in this. Like this thumbnail caught my attention because there's action behind it, right? There's action in it. It's funny because there's this video here right next to it has several more, like 300% more, no, 3,000% more views. Homemade buttermilk ranch dressing. That's likely being found through search, right? But you could experiment by adding some text here, right? Salted caramel sauce and other words that help people get excited about this, right? So not just salted caramel sauce, but you could have salted caramel sauce dash in less than 5 minutes, or with things you have at home, right? There's some additional wording that you can include. You have up to 150 characters and you're only using 25 here that you could take advantage of to, yes, you're getting the keywords in, salted caramel sauce, but now you can play to the person who's seeing that and go a little bit further into the psyche of what's going on there, if that makes sense. But yeah, the food looks good. Cameron, how old are you? Let's see. Soft and chewy. So look at this. Soft and chewy lemon cookies. And you have just this beautiful image here. And again, this is likely being found through search as well. Let's actually click on this video. I want to watch this.
How to find great content ideas.
Whoa.
How to make your content SEO friendly.
Sorry, a little bit of an ad there.
Hey fellow foodies, it's Faye from facefood.com. I know I've been MIA, I'll explain why on my blog, but today I am back with a recipe for lemon
BRoll.
cookies that
We're talking
will
about BRoll
yield
here.
a
Very
soft
good.
and chewy texture. So if you're
I would say one thing that you could do if you're talking about soft and chewy texture, maybe there's a second set of B-roll that's like, you know, that close up of the cookies sort of like folding and breaking and then smoke coming out of it or whatever. Since you're selling the soft and chewy part of it, you want to like show how soft and chewy these things are. Just a little like side tip there, if that makes sense.
For someone like me that loves soft and chewy cookies, this is the recipe to try.
Yeah, that's such an old video, OMG. Well, anyway, I mean, it's still providing you a lot of views, which is funny. I'm going to go to your newer videos, don't worry. Fun will now commence. Sprinkle your video titles with keywords that appeal to your target audience. I agree. And that way you get both the search engine to help you of YouTube, and when people find this, you're tying into what's exciting for the person as well. So for example, Middle Eastern rice pilaf, maybe it's something that you can make really quick, and so it ties into the quick and easy way to go about it. Or delicious and easy, right? Could be something. Middle Eastern rice pilaf, delicious and easy. Strawberry limeade slushy, perfect for summer. Perfect for summer and kids, right? You have room to add those sorts of things in there too, right? So let's click on actually this limeade looks really amazing. By the way, this rice pilaf, by the way, look how many views it has. Way more than some of these other ones recently. And it's funny how YouTube works that way. Sometimes you're gonna have a lot of videos that come out and they're not really getting a lot of traction, and then one does. When you see a video gain some traction, you wanna try and discover, well, what's happening here, right? And see if you might be able to start to create a series of videos related to this. Maybe you do a second Middle Eastern rice pilaf recipe, and that way you tie that new one to the old one then pushes the new one, and you can actually take advantage of a little bit of a wave of what YouTube is supporting you with. Maybe there's a dish that then is a sauce that's perfect for the rice pilaf, right? So you, in your next video, can go, hey everybody, in the last video, we came up with a rice pilaf dish, and it was so popular that I wanted to create a follow-up video about a sauce or a chicken dish that you can add on top of that. If you haven't seen the rice pilaf video, click on the little information icon up here or the link in the description below. And now what's gonna happen is YouTube is gonna see the sort of interaction between these two videos within the card, within the end screen, within the description, and it's gonna help support each other, right? So it'll show up as a recommended video, for example, and those kinds of things. Cool. This is great. So let's click on this strawberry limeade slushy one really quick.
I need your mind, your body, your soul. I love it when you make me feel like I'm in control.
All right, 7, 8, 9,
Hey, fellow
10 seconds. So that's quite a long time to show a splash intro before having people understand that they're going to get what they clicked for. That's quite long. I would say if you're gonna do a splash intro like that, like literally 2 to 3 seconds could do the job for you. And then we get right into this beautiful shot of like, this is what people are here for, right? And if you provide value for them like this, then you're likely gonna get a subscriber anyway. For somebody just finding you for the first time, likely through search, then asking them to subscribe being the first call to action, it's kind of out of order if that makes sense. But let's keep playing.
foodies, it's Faye from facefood.com, and today I'm going to share with you this strawberry limeade slushy recipe. So the first thing I did was I made a simple syrup, and it's just equal parts granulated sugar, water, and it has lime zest in there.
So one thing I know about food related things is oftentimes it's really nice to have sort of what the ingredients are up on the screen. Maybe because, you know, and if I'm somebody doing this for the first time, I don't know what a simple syrup is. I listen to that, I'm a little bit confused. You could have on the screen, you have room up here on the upper right-hand corner, or upper left-hand corner, even in the center. Simple syrup equals equal parts, whatever you said, I forgot, right? Versus, I don't know if you have it actually in the description. Full recipe is down below. Okay, equal parts sugar, equal parts water. Yeah, this stuff you can actually include here as text, and that could add a little bit more visual. It would keep people on the videos longer. That'd be really cool. But I like how you're just walking people through this, and the close-up shots are really great. I think that's really smart to have just this really nice camera that you're using for these close-up shots.
I put it over medium-low heat, and I cooked it for 10 minutes over that medium-low heat, and I gave it a stir every now and then. And after that, we're just letting it cool for about 15 minutes. So this is our simple syrup.
All right, a little bit of additional pause that's probably not necessary. I think, you know, the one thing, sorry, I wasn't sharing my screen, but it was just.
So this is our simple syrup.
1, 2, 3, 4,
All right,
5.
so I want to make.
So you gave me the first step, and then maybe took 20, 30 seconds to get into the next step. And that's quite long when it comes to these videos that people online are trained to see them quite quickly, right? I mean, it's okay that you're taking quite a while because the visuals are okay, but I just think that going a little bit more quickly through these things would help the person on the other end who's here to get these videos, right? you remember those 30-second videos, those top-down ones that were very popular, literally sped up. Do this, do this, do this, and it was like so fast. That's what the internet's been trained for in terms of these videos. Now, you could take the opposite stance, where you purposefully draw these out and make them longer because the close-ups and maybe there's music behind it too. It's really more of the experience of the cooking that you're focusing on, and that becomes sort of the theme of your stuff, and comes out in your language, comes out in what you say. You know, cooking should be an experience. I think that cooking is meditation. I think cooking is, something that shouldn't be rushed. And then your videos support that, right? But I don't know if that's I don't know if that's necessarily what you're going for. But it's just a thought there. It's just a thought. I want to check out your website really quick. Let's see, phasefood.com, I think, is what you mentioned, which is a really great domain name. I mean, you've got the branding down, which I think is awesome. It's going to take some time likely for the images to pop up. Or are there images? It might not be coming up because I am, okay, there we go. I'm streaming at the same time, so it's going to take a little bit more time. So you have these desserts, Lebanese, entrees. That should also be here on your homepage, right? So I would have the same themes.
Hi, my name is Fatima.
Right, the same themes laid out here with those videos. Desserts, Lebanese, entrees, desserts, Lebanese, entrees. There's that rice pilaf, which is cool. There's that limeade. Let's check out the limeade. Since we watched this video, there's one drink that's my kryptonite. It's slushy, perfect drink for a hot summer day. This text is really small, by the way. We need to increase this text size because internet text should be 14 point at a minimum. This is small, especially for perhaps the older generation who's going to come here. They see it too small, they're gone, right? And you don't want to lose people. I like how you have the screenshots here during this, which is really great. Ingredients, I can print it out. That's what I was wondering, if you were offering things like that. Can people... Okay, so very Pinterest. I was going to ask if you were doing Pinterest related things. Each of these images could potentially be Pinterest ready, right? There, I think, are plugins that you can use to get images where there's like a little pin at the top. I think SumoMe has something like that. Strawberry limeade slushy. Okay, it's just, I mean, this is just a normal sort of recipe here. And you do give all the things like really up front here, which is nice. You do categorize them. You lead into other things like this triple berry smoothie. Why isn't the video embedded on here is my question. I think that would help you grow your YouTube channel as well. They can cross promote each other. I'm just curious why. I mean, I think the only place to, oh, you have videos here too. Let's see. Yeah, it's okay that, and I see you have the videos here in this videos section. But in your recipes, you should have the video there. Some people are going to come here on your website and they're going to go, okay, I want the slushy. And if you had a video here, some people are going to want to watch and listen to your voice and get and this would be a perfect place to have people sort of right underneath the video say, by the way, there's a lot more recipes on my YouTube channel. Click here to subscribe, right? So I think the video should pop up here too. Can you choose kind of food and name the channel on it? Or name it on my name. Let's see, questions can choose, it's on the bottom of the recipe. Why is it on the bottom? I'm trying to look for the video. Because what happens is when you put the video on the website, they'll start to cross promote each other. And guess who owns Google? Guess who owns YouTube? Google does. They see that cross promotion. This is what has helped me gain a lot more views on some of my videos, especially my tutorials. And a lot of people go from the website to the YouTube channel. You're at the bottom of the recipe, but I think it's not loading. Okay. I think it should be up top. I mean, it almost seems like an afterthought versus the featured thing. I mean, that's an important thing to have them hear your voice, to see you, to see these recipes in action, and people can choose to not play that video and scroll down and see everything else, right? If that makes sense. Cool. So off to a really great start. I think that the other thing I wanted to see on here was, are you collecting an email address anywhere? Let's see. I don't see anything on the home page or anything where I can subscribe, perhaps to get these recipes directly from you in my inbox. Oh, I do see sign up for my best tips, recipes, updates, and more. Okay, this was sort of it got lost because it just blends into this right-hand side here. And yeah, maybe you're right, it's not loading. Pat, thank you for another great morning with the Quaranteam. I've got to start my live stream. Good luck, you got this. Thank you. So you recommend it right at the top before the post. I wouldn't have it, okay, let's go back into the limeade slushy. If I were to have a video here, I wouldn't have it right at the top. I would have the image first. This is like, boom, this is what you're going for. I would have a little bit of this background and information about it. And then I would have the video. I would have the video right here in this place. And I would actually call it out. I would say you can watch the video below and make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Or you can scroll down and see the recipe and get it that way too, or something like that. That's how I would do it. But what I was saying is this email list sign up area is not going to be very attractive. It's kind of hidden. I would have it be a very prominent area on the homepage and at the bottom of your recipes, right? So it's gone now, but hey, here's a great place where I could subscribe. Well, okay, you have it at the bottom of the website, but it's very unlikely that person's going to scroll all the way bottom. They get the recipe. I think that you could potentially ask people to subscribe here, even if it's just a link. So hey, if you like this recipe and you want to get more plus tips delivered to your inbox, click here and that can open up a pop-up or a landing page instead. But you're likely not getting a ton of emails because it's just not seen, number one. And number two, latest tips, recipes, and updates. I mean, let's describe a little bit more about the benefit of subscribing versus essentially what we're talking about here is, hey, sign up to get more emails. And people don't want more emails. They want what the email is going to give them. Maybe there's a list of secret recipes that you don't offer anywhere else that people can get. That can drive people more into subscribing to your list, if that makes sense. I like that suggestion. I agree with Pat with the video placement. Cool. But yeah, Faye, you're off to a great start. You got 4,000 YouTube subscribers. I would just lean into on your YouTube channel, really making sure that you have displayed all the amazing things that you have on your homepage, working on a little bit of the logo and some of the changes that we talked about there. And finally, reading the signals of YouTube on what's working and seeing how you might be able to create, for example, a series of videos. Might there be, this might be a fun challenge. Like, let's do a week long of a specific theme and let people know during that week, make a big deal about it. Make sure you subscribe because tomorrow or in the next video, you're going to see the part 2 of this and you'll have an entire meal or entire Lebanese dinner, even if you've never cooked Lebanese before, after this set of videos. And that will become now a playlist, and it could be something that sort of like one video drives to the next, and then afterwards, after the series is done, you can connect those newer videos to the first one. It becomes a part of a series that can now live on your blog. That could be really fun. Woo. Awesome. K-Walk says, I'm stuck in this lead magnet space. Please consider a lead magnet income stream. Cool. I like that idea. We'll do it this week. Margaret says, 5 things you can always keep in your pantry or that you need to keep in your pantry as far as a lead magnet, which would be really cool. But anyway, hey, y'all, we're a little bit over today, but I wanted to dive into Faye's stuff here. She had both a YouTube channel and a website, and we want to connect them together. But well done. And again, on the thumbnails, I think the thumbnails need some work. We can add some text in there, use some additional words that are interesting to your audience on top of the keywords that you're using for your recipes, right? Strawberry limeade slushy, quick and delicious, or perfect for hot summer days, because we're all in hot summer days right now, right? And that just a little bit of additional emotion behind it and visual for a person reading can drive them into clicking it and following through and actually taking action on those recipes. So well done. Thank you so much. And chat, I truly appreciate all your feedback. Great. Well, look forward to checking it out later, seeing what you've taken action on. Faye, thank you so much. Everybody, chat, you're awesome. Happy Saturday and welcome to August. And thank you for those of you who have already contributed to Polaris Project and our fight to help end human trafficking this month. This is the focus for this month's contributions and charity. So thank you again to everybody who contributed today. And yeah, looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. We'll do more website, YouTube channel reviews tomorrow. I know last Sunday we did some content, but we're going to go back into, maybe we'll start on Monday with the lead magnets for you, K-Walk. So I know Sundays you're often out because you have church. So anyway, love y'all. Take care. Have an amazing weekend and all the best. Cheers, y'all. And as always, Team Flynn for the win.
This is the income stream to help you achieve your dream, all while we keep it clean. This is the income stream. It's the kind of show where you can come and go, but then you leave inspired with no fee required. The income stream with Pat Flynn.
Thanks, y'all. You're amazing. I appreciate you. And we're not going to be doing a Twitch stream today. It's going to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday from now on with the kiddos. Just trying to make it a little bit more regular because they're asking every day to do it and they have other things they need to do. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday for the Twitch stream. So not today. Anyway, take care, y'all. Love you. Peace out.
Bruh.